Hello and welcome to Bloomfield, Canada. Elric Gaming. I am your host, Lord Elric. We are going to be doing a survival series in Farm Sim 22. We have nothing. We have no loan debt. We have $96 cash. We have no property. We have no vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just get started real quick. So we just arrived here in town. We got off the bus here and stopped and used the restroom in Garrison. We need to find a job and we need to start getting some property to start making money. But with $96, we're not going to be able to buy anything. So we're going to have to start literally from scratch here. So I think the first place is let's take a look at available contracts we can take. Now, there's baling, that takes a fair amount of time. There's fertilizing, but we would have to buy the fertilizer, which would cut into the profit. Harvesting, we can borrow equipment, which would be perfectly acceptable, and make a little bit of money doing that, but each of those costs a little bit. Here's one for Field 16 to harvest wheat. We take it to Johnson's Farmers Market, and we would make about $7 grand. Which isn't terrible. There's a Field 22 plowing job for $47,000. We'd make a little under 40 grand doing that job. The trick with that is this is Field 22. This is huge. Ideally, I'd love to end up buying this property up here. It's $112,000 right now. But we have some mods that are going to adjust that as we go along. So it'll be interesting, and if we could get, one or two of these fields up here to help cover that. There's additional field info, makes it hard to get to the screen sometimes, but these are not cheap fields by any means. We could look at property down here. For example, this one's only 6,600, and we could probably start a few things there. Maybe get some greenhouses up and running, which wouldn't be a bad thing. This one's 14,000. That would give us a little bit more space. We can take a look at that, but for right now, we need to get some money coming in. So let's go ahead and take this harvest job. We're going to borrow the items because we need them. So all of the stuff we need is right over here. So let's go ahead and seriously, they didn't put that on. Get everything started up. We do have course play, auto drive, and GPS. Set up on here as mods. We might take advantage of course play a little bit to take care of jobs. We also have active contracts installed. As you can see in the upper part there, it shows you that we have a contract for Field 16 that's at 0%. So we'll be able to keep track of what's going on there. Considering we're going to be doing a lot of contract work initially, I thought that might be useful. So what we need to do is we need to put this on the header wagon. This will be interesting. There we go. And then where exactly is Field 16? Let's see. Field 16's up there. So, probably cut it crossed and up. Let's go ahead and grab this and hope we don't deal with too much traffic. If traffic becomes much of a problem, I will probably turn it off. Alright. So let's take a look inside the class as we're driving over to the field. And we're going to set up auto drive a bit too, but that's going to be more of an these cars, I had a stop sign they ran. All right, so the inside of the class is pretty basic. We'll run into a car while we're looking at the inside of the vehicle. There's a couple of screens that show the status of everything that's going on, the fill status, functionality, and whatnot. So that's pretty handy. But what I'm thinking initially is we're probably going to want to be doing a lot of contracts, get some property, and then we can start figuring out how to make money consistently. And initially the fields are going to be just way out of our price league for the most part. So we are going to need to do other things. And we've got some greenhouses we can put in relatively cheaply. We can do some bees and get us some honey that way. Just some basic, very minimal production stuff that doesn't take a lot of input from us. So we will have to get that figured out and it's set up. But to do that, we need money. And we'll be driving this over to the field and we'll get this set up, and then we'll go back and we'll get the other vehicle to get it up here so that we can unload the product, the grain or the cereal that we get out of this, and get everything going that way. And we'll see how this goes. Start getting some money, and like I said, between episodes I'm going to do some contracts just to keep things moving along. I will be fast forwarding through some of the field work so that you guys can see that, but probably not showing all of it. It can be quite lengthy, especially if we're working on field 22 over there for anything, whether it's harvesting or especially plowing, because the plows are not very big and that takes so much time. Lots of round and round and round and round. So we're not going to be looking at buying field 22. If we get a chance to harvest field 22, that's an entirely different story. But that's why we could also make almost 40 grand doing one field for plowing. That's just maybe a little bit more time than I'm willing to spend right now on that. Oops. This isn't good. We're hung up on a tree already. Okay, so there are some things that I don't like about the game, and this is one of them. You get hung up on the stupidest stuff. So I do have super strength installed. I do have lumberjack mod installed. Just because there's times where things just don't function the way they should. So, alright. Let's go a little wider here so we don't run into that person's field. And which side is the... Great. Well, it looks like field 19's open, so we're going to do a U-turn there. Well, it's not open. It's harvested. Alright. We're going to turn around so we can access the... Whoops. A little harsh turning there, but that's okay. Okay. And then we're going to get the header on our class. Gotta say, I like the maneuverability of this thing. It's a little bit more than I'm used to with most harvesters. Alright, we've got this. Thing up. Get this lined up. And we got this going. Now, we could set up horseplay. This isn't a super big field, so we're going to go ahead and record this, most of this, and I will probably set up some fast forwarding so you guys don't have to see it all. Actually, you know what? We are going to do horseplay, because it's just going to take too much. We got other things to worry about too, so we're going to do 3 headlands. Generate the field. You'll see it. Lay out the course there. And which way is it going? The other way, of course. So we're going to turn around. That's perfectly fine. But we got to go get our other tractor and stuff, so... Let's see how this does. Usually it jumps over too far into the... Well, this one worked out fine. Usually it jumps to the next track, so... So we're collecting stuff. It'll harvest. It'll go around 3 times and then do up and down. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get our trailers connected and over to get them filled. Trying to... Oh. We have autosave installed, so sometimes we're going to have some glitchiness. Let's see if we can do this. And we did it. Awesome. So let's take a jump into here and take a look at the controls. It's another fairly basic mid-sized tractor, I believe. And we're going to head over to field 16. And I'll probably work, there's some flaws in the auto, or the auto drive. So I'll have to work on those probably between episodes, just to make it so that we can run some things, you know, act like we've got, or pretend we've got some workers helping us. Alright. We're out of the main flow of traffic now. That'll be good. So the Fendt is... it's a fairly decent looking tractor. Not bad. Well, this will give us a chance to play with a bunch of different equipment, figure out what we like, what we don't like. So when we get to greenhouses, there's a couple of things we got to take into consideration. They need water, so we're going to have to find a way to haul water to them. And there's a couple options, but aren't always the easiest to work with. We'll figure out what we like. There's trailers, there's a few vehicles that have tanks on them, and there's, yeah. I have an idea. I have a truck I want to use, so we'll be taking a look at that as well. So we're going to get this over here, and then we're going to hop into the harvester, and we're going to record that for a while and see how that goes. But we need to remember that I need to remember to take a wide turn with those trees so that I don't get hung up again. I think I ran over a crow. So the harvester's already at 11% of that contract complete. That's not bad. There we go. Better that time. The harvester's all the way over on the other side of the field. So if we park here and we go to the harvester, we see how it's doing or fill level. We'll know if we can wait over here, if we have to go all the way over here to pick it up, because we don't want it to stop because it's full. It's at 14% of the field. Wow, it's moving right along. It's a pretty good harvester. Might have to consider this one. Okay, it's at 80% full. It should make it around. And then we can offload into the trailers. We do have dusty lands. It does look like the dust level might be causing some concern, so we'll reduce it a little bit just to keep things moving smoothly. It may not reach, which would suck. But a single pass is going to put us nearly 20% complete. And that number goes down each pass because it's less field to do, which is fine. Alright, 93% full. %full and it's stopping. Ah, don't run me over. Alright, so let's go get the trailers, bring them around. I don't really know where the the combine's going. Oh, it's parking so it can be unloaded, which is silly. Alright, let's see. And how much does one load off of the combine fill up our trailer? It'd be great to only have to do one trip, but I doubt that's going to be the case. The great thing is once the contract's completed, any excess is money in our pocket as well when it's offloaded at the farmer's market, so... Alright. Wow. That's a lot of grain in there. We're going to just try and get out of its way and let it move. All right. Let's get the auto drive set up. Okay. And what we're going to do here is we're going to time-lapse the rest of this field. So I will see you when we're done with this job, if I can learn to drive. And we will talk with you in a bit. Enjoy this. Okay, I was really hoping we were going to get that final amount picked up with the harvester. But we're going to collect it with this, and then do one last pass, I think, and the field should be pretty well done until we drop off this, and we'll be able to close out the contract. The cicadas are loud. Let's fill up that one. Oh, don't take off on me. You make things difficult. Alright, let's get underneath this. Collect the last bit for this. Oh, it is full. Alright, so we'll go into this one. There we go. So, only a couple of trips to drop off grain, cereal. Not a big deal, fairly small field, but we'll make a little bit of money off of this, which isn't a bad thing. We need some, badly. So we're going to go and do this, and then we will close out the contract as soon as we've sold this, or delivered this to the farmer's market, and we should be good. And we'll probably end up wrapping the episode after we've completed this contract, just because... Okay, you should be picking up more yet. Am I too close again? I'm too close again, aren't I? Alright, fine. We're going to do it the easy way. These trailers are difficult to move sometimes. So we're going to just turn this back on since it's shut off. Needs to be unloaded. Okay, we're going to do it the less than ideal way. There we go. That is all done. So we are going to drive this into town and deliver it, and we'll close out the contract. So one thing I'm looking for is how you guys feel about what you're watching here, what you want to see, what you don't really want to see. Whoops. Obviously my driving mistakes are something you're going to see a lot of, but do you want to see all of the field work? Or do you want to be, see just, see it sped up like that? Or do you want to see the actual work? Because if it's the actual work, well, some of the episodes are going to be really long or split over multiple instances, multiple episodes. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of stuff to do. I plan to only make purchases while in an episode, so that you guys see everything that I'm doing that way. But leave a comment below what you like, what you don't like to see in Farm Sim, and I'll see what I can do. Provide you content that you guys are going to like to see. So we're going to drive to Johnson's Farmer's Market. We're going to unload these two. We should get some money from that. Only 92% of the contract left, and we've got a huge, 37,500 liters of cereal in the wagons to deposit over there. Anything extra we will end up selling and making some money from, so that'll be useful. And then we close out the contract and we get more money. So we should, in theory, break... I'm not going to say we're going to break 10,000. We should be pretty close to 10,000. Not enough to do anything with. We'll have to definitely start looking at another contract. Let's take a look at what's there, and I'll accept a contract, but then we're going to wrap up. Yeah, I think this was a good field to start on. It gave us a bit of information, or a bit of money, and a good start to watching the farming stuff. One mod I do have in is Real Light. It's a relatively new mod. It's in beta pretty much, but it changes the lighting based on the time of the year, the time of the day, and right now we haven't seen much change in time of the day because, let's face it, it only took a couple of in-game hours to harvest that field. Whether that was accurate or not, I'm not sure. I don't think so. It takes longer than that. But I plan to try to keep the time around 3 to 5 times speed. I don't think there's a 4, no. So around 3 to 5 times speed and try and do things that way. So that time passes a little faster, but it's also not so fast that we don't have time to get anything done. Alright, so there's a train track. One thing I was doing earlier, as you might have saw in the high speed, is checking the tracks for trains before we crossed. I did that going this way. I didn't do it going the other way, mainly because I saw the train go through while I was unloading, and there's only one train on this map. So, alright. Let's switch out to... Hey, dude, don't walk into my trailer. Let's switch out to here. Let's switch to the front trailer and get this stuff unloaded. And those cicadas are loud. We might have to scale those back. Alright, so let's see. It would be great if this finished that and we got the profit from the second trailer entirely. That would be great. So watching the contract up above, we're at 94. 95, yeah, we're not going to quite make it with just the front trailer. It's not far off, but we switch to the back trailer, we pull that forward, and we offload that. So we're going to get maybe about 10,000 liters worth of money profit on this. I'm hoping. Nope, not quite. Okay, now we're making money. Look at that. Not a killing, but hey, we got $2,400 more than we started with. Alright, so let's put that on there. Let's go back in here. And let's head this back to the dealership and do the return, or the contract completion. Turn on the turn signal. Check for traffic. Pull out. And oops. These train tracks are rough and we're stuck on the tracks. This is not a good thing for us. Let's see if we can... I hate multiple trailers sometimes. There we go. We got free. Yeah, it's a good thing it's not a driving simulator because I am not really good at driving with a keyboard. Alright, we are back at Clever Motors. Let's drive in here. Shut her down. And let's get out. Alright, so we did a thing. We got that done. Let's go into our contracts. Completed. Collect. Awesome. So we are at 9,300. Not quite the 10 I was hoping for, but not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, let's see what other contracts there are. There's a high-paying fertilizer one. And we've still got the plowing. And honestly, I am thinking I'm going to take that contract. And I'll do that one between episodes. That'll give us a really, really good bump in pay. Which we truly need to get us going. So after that, we might actually be able to buy a vehicle. Actually, you know what? So this is the plow. It's a nice big plow, and this is the tractor. It's a, what is this? It's a Fend, another Fend, and it's yellow this time, which is cool, and it's strictly tracked. So this is a pretty good high-end tractor. But on that note, folks, we are going to end the episode here. I appreciate everyone's watching. Thanks for stopping by. If I have earned your subscription, please feel free to do so. And leave a comment below on anything you'd like to see come out of this series. And I will catch you in the next episode. Thanks again. Bye-bye.